Independent business owner. Such a beautiful combination of words. When structured together, it almost sounds like those words were meant to go together, kind of like peanut butter and jelly, milk and cereal, and my favorite, Kool-Aid and sugar. However, what does that actually mean? You can be in business and not be independent. You can be independent and not own a business. In fact, these are true questions. However, let us break down the vernacular to see if we can further understand the enigma known as the independent business owner. First things first, I would like to point out the word owner. If I am not mistaken, an owner is defined as a person who owns, a possessor, or a proprietor. That is intriguing. If I were a betting man, I would say an owner controls the entity. Okay, now that we have crawled a little closer towards this meaning, let us think, how is it possible for someone to control the entity and not be independent? This is very tricky, because if the owner controls the entity, but the entity consumes every waking moment of the owner's time, it could be hard for the judges to score that bout in the end. If I were a field analyst for that matchup, I would have to go with the entity, because it will not get physically or mentally exhausted, and it would have a psychological advantage, seeing as though this owner cannot use any of his or her focus anywhere other than applying it to the entity. If the owner is fighting an uphill battle, that could become a not so independent existence for this said owner. While we are on the topic of independence, let us define independent. Independent is not influenced or controlled by others in matters of opinion, conduct, etc. Thinking or acting for oneself. An independent thinker. Independent is not subject to another authority or jurisdiction. Autonomous, free. An independent businessman. Independent is not influenced by the thought or action of others. Independent research. I believe that has my gears turning. If I can put the pieces together, I would say that if a business opportunity is independent, that means it's not dependent, not depending or contingent upon something else for existence or operation. Ultimately not relying on another or others for aid or support. Even though the world of business needs many components, dependence can lead to stagnation, and stagnation has no place in entrepreneurship. Pretty much as any successful business grows, it will need less support to stand on its own. Whether you are a current independent business owner or looking to make the first step into becoming one, just remember the primary goal should be breaking free from the stagnant trap that has its grip locked tight on the vast majority of society. By becoming an owner, you can possibly seize an opportunity for control. Do not allow this control to be watered down because you cannot obtain independence.